North Korea and Cuba are the only countries where you cannot buy Coca-Cola. No matter where you travel around the world, you can always drink a Coca-Cola. Well, almost everywhere. While this magic drink is sold almost everywhere, it has not yet, officially, managed to go to North Korea or Cuba. The entire population of the world can fit inside Los Angeles. The world population is more than 7.5 billion. And obviously, that number is very high. However, it may seem a little more manageable when you learn that if these people stand side by side with each other, they could fit inside the surface of Los Angeles. There are more twins today than ever. You may think twins are rare, but they are actually more common than ever. The percentage of twin births has been increasing every year since 1915, when the statistical census began. Scientists believe this trend is due to the fact that older women tend to give birth to more twins, and nowadays they are choosing to start families later. Fertility treatments such as in vitro fertilization are likely to play a role in this as well. The hottest chili pepper in the world can kill you. The hottest chili pepper, called dragon's breath, is so spicy that it turns out to be deadly. If you eat one, it can cause a kind of anaphylactic shock, burning and blocking the respiratory tract. The question is, why should such a deadly pepper serve us? As it turns out, this pepper was originally developed to be used in medical treatment as an anesthetic that can numb the skin. France has more tourists than any other country in the world. France is a beautiful country, filled with delicious wines, fantastic cheese, and endless romance. So it is not surprising that people want to visit France more than any other country in the world. In 2017, the European country welcomed 86.9 million visitors. Spain was the second most populous destination with 81.8 million visitors, followed by the United States, 76.9 million, China, 60.7 million, and Italy, 58.3 million. For the sake of simplicity, more than 200 countries in the world use the metric system when describing things like length or mass. However, there are 3 states that make an exception: Liberia, Myanmar, and the United States. And soon, that number could go to 2. In 2018, Liberia's Minister of Trade and Industry Wilson Tarpe said the government plans to adapt the metric system in order to promote accountability and transparency in trade. The longest name that belongs to a place on the planet contains 85 letters. People living in
Mamonkey Kemparangkunt Jr., Hill, Australia,
need a little patience when it comes to learning the pronunciation of their hometown name. But you know what? So do people from Lake
Chargagagogman Chagajog Chobunagungumog in Massachusetts and Tweeba Fels Meeting Skutmers Dujiski at Fontaine, in South Africa.
Although none of them have as much work to do when write down their address than those living in
Tamadawakatangi Hanga Kawawatamatichara Pukakapaika Maharonukupo Kai Henuaka Tanada Ho from New Zealand.
At 85 letters, this is the longest name for a country in the world. Every second, 4 new babies are born in our total population. Do some calculations and you will find that there are approximately 250 births every minute, 15,000 births every hour, and 360,000 births every day. In a full year, there are about 131.4 million babies born on Earth. The lowest temperature ever recorded is -98 degrees. You may think you are used to the cold and strong winds, but you have not faced the lowest temperature ever recorded, 98 degrees Celsius. The temperature was recorded in Antarctica during a research period between 2004 to 2016. Only if you breathe air in this temperature it causes bleeding in your lungs and you could die. The Earth's ozone layer will make a complete recovery in 50 years. Due to pollution, the Earth's ozone layer has suffered a lot of damage. This is bad news for everyone, as the fragile layer of gas protects our planet and protects us from the sun's harmful ultraviolet. Fortunately, climate change experts believe the ozone layer will be fully recovered within 50 years, according to a 2018 report by the United Nations. The most densely populated island in the world is the size of 2 football fields. Santa Cruz del Islote in the San Bernardo archipelago off the coast of Colombia is the size of 2 football fields, but the artificial island has 4 main roads and 10 neighborhoods. 500 people live on the island in about 155 houses. With so many people located in such a small space, it makes it the densest island in the world. Indonesia is the home of the shortest people in the world. Although there are tall and short people everywhere, Indonesia is home to some of the shortest people in the world, according to data compiled by various global sources in 2017. When both sexes are considered, the average length is about 1.5 meters. The tallest people among us live in the Netherlands, where their average length is 1.8 meters. The Canary Islands are not named after birds, but after dogs. Although it may seem more possible that the Canary Islands got their name from the canary birds, in fact they got their name from the dogs. Although far from the coast of northwest Africa, the archipelago is actually part of Spain. In Spanish, the name of the area is Islas Canarias, which comes from the Latin phrase Canariae Insulae meaning dog islands. The Paris Agreement on climate change was signed by a very large number of countries in just one day. When 174 world leaders signed the Paris Agreement on Earth Day in 2016, at United Nations headquarters in New York, it was the largest number of countries ever gathered to sign anything in a single day. The agreement aims to combat climate change and accelerate and intensify the actions and investments needed to strengthen global climate efforts. The quietest room in the world is located at Microsoft headquarters in Washington. Silence is golden. And while for most people it has a lot of value, surely this has been the main goal for those who built the quietest room in the world. Located at Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington, the room measures a background noise of -20.35 dBA, which is 20 decibels below the human hearing threshold and breaks previous records for spaces that were considered the quietest places on the planet.